Hi everyone, welcome to Grow Roots. This is Shannon, and today I am going to take you all through my garden after not touching it, not a single time, for 2 whole weeks. Actually a little longer than 2 weeks at this point. I have been on vacation with my family. It was a wonderful vacation. We visited some family, and we also, as you know, my husband and my 3 children, we went to Yosemite National Park, and it was unbelievable. It was such an amazing trip, y'all. You need to put that on your bucket list because it's absolutely spectacular. God's creation at Yosemite is just a sight to behold, and it's just amazing to witness that. But we are back home, and my garden has really not been touched for 2 weeks. Now, I did have drip irrigation going for every single morning on all of my containers and in my gardens and all of the things. And I did have my friend Stacy come every other day just to put her eyes on everything. And I think she did have to supplemental water some things as well. But like, the plants themselves have just not been touched, and I have not seen them. And I've walked through my garden, admittedly, just to kind of see what's going on, but I have not touched anything. So I want you to see what it looks like in North Texas in 100-degree heat for 2 weeks without a gardener even touching anything. So I'm going to start in my backyard and kind of walk through. As you can see, some things have gotten unruly and grown. This is my jasmine vine, Confederate star jasmine that's growing on this pole. This pot's looking pretty good. I had Terenia here, and it's actually doing really well. Yeah. My basil here has seen brighter days for sure, but that's to be expected. They don't love like the heat of Texas. This was actually planted up fairly recently with a just a annual lantana that I had in a pot that I placed there, and then this is Comfrena that I had transplanted there fairly recently. Wow, this is looking awesome. These are my limelight hydrangeas. They are all in containers here on my backyard patio, and oh look, there's Chloe joining me. Hi Chloe, we missed you so much, baby. I know. In front of that is Jazz Hands Loropetalum, and this was a Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs that they sent over, and so that I could trial how it does here in Texas, and it is doing amazing. I'm not planting it into the landscape quite yet, but I did up pot it and put some mulch on it before I left. It's on irrigation, and it's grown like all that much. That looks like a good 12 inches since I left. That's incredible, you guys. And look at this variegation on the tips. This is what I love about Jazz Hands Loropetalum, is this beautiful variegation of the leaves, and the new growth looks that pink and purple. So that's doing awesome. This one's doing okay. This is Mr. Silverthorn, and I actually see some new growth. I do see some leaves that show stress, like they're curling up, which that's, I think, a sign of heat stress. So I'll keep an eye on this one, but I do see some new growth. I think it's going to be okay. And then I have another Jazz Hands Loropetalum right there. It's doing amazing as well. I actually love Jazz Hands Loropetalum as the front of this limelight hydrangea. Now, Jazz Hands will get 3 to 5 feet tall and wide, or it's supposed to. I've seen a lot of people grow this in North Texas, and I don't think it quite gets that height here, but we're gonna find out. But I still have new limelight blooms coming up, and the limelights are just doing so good. The backdrop of this limelight is my Tangerine Beauty crossvine, and it's gotten a little wild. I usually tuck these things in to try and keep it a little bit more tame, but it's going crazy. I have a butterfly pea vine that is going crazy. It's not blooming now. It was blooming before I left. Beautiful bright blue blooms. It was so pretty, but I suspected a lot of these annual vines, they do not bloom like in the heat stress of the Texas summer, and I suspected it would do this, and it did. I do see a lot of these silly sharpshooter whatchamacallums. I hate these guys. Like, they're like all over the place, but anyway, That's doing okay. I have some cannas back there. I have a dwarf tithonia, just needs to be deadheaded, looking good. I have some Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs back there that are newly planted. And that is Sugar Shack Button Bush by Proven Winners, and it's looking amazing, you guys. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's my daylily. I have a couple of daylilies that have struggled here, but they look like they're doing okay. And then that tall growth was not that way when I left. So I'm like, did something else take over there? But I think that is that daylily because it is a larger variety. And then another Proven Winners Color Choice shrub, Scentlandia Sweet Spire, and it's tons of new growth on it. I've got some height that was not there before I left. It is not currently blooming, but I don't think it's bloom time for it right now. It was like spring, early summer. So it's doing so well in this 100-degree heat and barely being planted, 2 months ago. This button bush was just planted, honestly, a couple weeks before I left. So about a month in the ground, and it's doing fine. I have Confederate Star Jasmine doing fine. More Tithonia over here, again, just needing to be deadheaded. I have Echinacea purpurea, 2 of them, and again, just needing to be deadheaded. I have a Texas sage that's doing well back there. Let's take a look at that Sunshine Ligustrum. I mean, there's no question that Sunshine Ligustrum is going to do just fine. Super low maintenance, you guys. The only thing is that it would need to be pruned. And I did check. I had a problem with whitefly infestation. I have a little bit of whitefly coming back after, I got rid of the infestation, but I can expect during the heat of summer, those whiteflies just are attracted to this plant for some reason. So I need to spray for whiteflies, but it's really not bad at all. It's not infested. Just a few here and there. Down there, oh my goodness, look at that. That is so gorgeous. I have some dragonweed begonias that are in pots, if you can believe it or not. The soil down there is just compacted with the roots of the Sunshine Ligustrum. So I have these growing in pots. They're doing fabulous. It is on irrigation back here. And I also have some, these are the planters that I have in my 3-tier planter that goes on my front porch. But because they're not hooked up to irrigation, I put them here because I knew they would be covered with overhead irrigation here, and they are, and they're doing fine. They're doing pretty good. That one got a little bit of burn. It's not used to any kind of sun, that leatherleaf fern, but I have heuchera, foxtail fern. I'm getting back into remembering plant names, you guys. After 2 weeks of literally not thinking about it, I'm trying to, that is Carex. I have phlox, rudbeckia, Russian sage, the zinnias. Yeah, everything's looking good down there. I have a rosemary over there that's getting taken over by some kind of vine. We're gonna get to these containers in a sec. Oh goodness, wow, the echinacea looks great. Echinacea purpurea, again, could be deadheaded. I found, oh, look at that teeny little anole lizard. They're so sweet. You eat all the bugs, buddy. Go ahead. I love them so much, but I am going to do some deadheading on my echinacea. I have found that they do rebloom a little bit after I deadhead, and then from then on I will leave those on. The dead flowers, I will leave them, the cones, for all of the birds and stuff during the summer and to set seed. But again, powwow echinacea, echinacea purpurea, that looks like it got burned actually. The petals do. Down here I have a peony that surprisingly is not burned at all. I have a ground cover that's called Plumbago ceratostigma that's doing amazing. Gomphrena, that's Buddy Purple, doing awesome. That's what to be expected. Gomphrena is an excellent heat tolerant plant. Now this is what I wasn't sure of. This was looking amazing when I left. This is Sugar Star Phlox and Dwarf Beauty Phlox and Superbena. The darker pink is Superbena Sparkling Rosé, and they were looking amazing. The Sugar Star Phlox is looking a little heat stressed. Just a few of those leaves are getting scorched, but still blooming its head off. And all of those actually look pretty amazing. And yeah, I just love that. I'm gonna go and deadhead some of the, not deadhead, but I'm gonna go and take off some of those dead leaves, make it look a little bit better. But yeah, it's doing great. Let's finish off this garden bed. More Echinacea purpurea. This one was volunteer this year. Those did not used to be there. There's, I think, 2, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, Echinacea purpurea and white swan echinacea. The white swan is like looking amazing. That's what I love about the white swan flowers. They don't look as spent as, say, the Echinacea purpurea, but even these are so gorgeous. They're just a paler color, right? I have a spirea. This is double play Big Bang spirea, and it's huge. It definitely has a like wider spreading habit. And then this is spirea, candy corn spirea, which I kind of, it's more tidy and it's loving life since I took out my hollyhock there. The hollyhock was done for the season. And so I just cut it way down. There is a little bit of hollyhock left down there. And it's getting eaten for sure by grasshoppers, but it's okay. And then I have some dwarf Ruellia, which I'm kind of sad. It's a pink variety. I have not gotten many blooms from this Ruellia at all yet. I think it will start, but there's just a couple blooms that are coming and just not many. I'm not sure why. I cut down my yarrow before I left. It's got lots of new growth, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, that is another echinacea. I think it's Sunseeker's Orange, which is such a beautiful color. They are done. They are setting seed. I might be collecting some of those seeds, actually, since it's already done in seed production. It's kind of too late to deadhead that to prevent it. Yeah. Oh, dwarf or Blue Days of Ovulus is there. It's doing okay. I have found that they are not the most heat tolerant for me. Other people in North Texas grow those and they're super heat tolerant for them. But yeah, anyway. Now this garden bed has seen better days for sure. I feel like maybe I didn't plant this one very well. It was looking amazing before I left, but a lot of the plants are like spring, early summer, and then not like loving the heat. Well, I can't say that. Okay, let's just start. The lemon coral sedum is looking pretty good. For whatever reason, it's not growing as well here. I have Stella d'Oro daylilies that are kind of not blooming right now. And maybe that's why I don't think it looks so great. It's going and like, you know, setting seed. So I might go and take these bloom stalks off. Oh, I'm bummed about this. I lost my columbine, and I can tell you probably why. My dogs like to go to the bathroom, and so when I'm here, I keep them from going to the bathroom in this area, but I haven't been here, so I am sure that these, I don't even remember what was there. Oh, that was a dianthus. That was a columbine grown from seed, and this one was a ageratum. Also, that is an azalea that is not looking the best either. I'm going to just, yeah, put some keep away down and see if I can keep my dogs away from going to the bathroom in that area, because I think that's exactly what's happening here. There's a Gerbera daisy that's doing fine, a hydrangea that's seen better days. Oh, I also had, oh, I'm sad about that. Paisley Pup Dog Hobble is not looking good. Oh, that's a bummer. It has struggled since I have planted it, and it's supposed to be heat tolerant and shade tolerant, and it has just been on the struggle bus since I planted it. So I think I'm finally going to lose that. It hung on for a year, and then it said, nope. Okay. That's a bummer. I do have this columbine that's doing well. I have my Japanese maple that's doing awesome. It's amazing. Ageratum is not doing so well. I could go and deadhead that and hope for some more blooms. It isn't super heat tolerant, ageratum. So especially if it gets a little too much sun, it probably does best in like part sun, which that is, but it gets a lot of morning sun here. So that could be it. My Echinacea Cheyenne Spirit has also seen better days. I just think I've got an infestation going on in this garden bed, and it's probably spider mites, I think. So we're going to be spraying this down a little bit with Captain Jack's Dead Bug. I'm going to see if I can get rid of that. I've got some catmint that was grown from seed. Again, I'm seeing signs of stress. I'm seeing signs of spider mites. So it's time to spray. I don't normally like to spray, but when it's kind of taking over an entire garden bed, then it needs to happen. I have Shasta daisies that were just kind of starting to bloom before I left, and now they're done. They need to be deadheaded. they take up, like this only had 2 blooms for me, all of this huge thing. So I'm probably going to be taking that out and putting something else in its place. It just takes up too much, it divides too quickly. And takes over too quickly for it to only give me 2 blooms. Like something, if it's going to be vigorous like that, I need it to be vigorous in its blooms too, and it's not. This one did better, but still not great, and so I think I'm going to take those Shasta daisies out. Just my personal preference, guys. They are pretty, but this variety and I got this for free from my mother-in-law, who got it from a master gardener. I think the variety is Betsy, and that variety is just not for me at all. Yep, so this one has seen better days as well. This is Sweet William. Sweet William is biennial, and so it's after it's blooming, it's expected to die off, and that's what it's doing. This yarrow was going way too crazy, so I cut it way back before I left. It's already starting to rebloom. Again, I'm not sure I love this variety of yarrow. I may try a different variety that's a more compact habit. But yeah, let's go around to this side. Again, those Shasta daisies, Stella d'Oro, they're all doing fine, honestly. There's a little bit of like, I don't know what we call that in the middle. It's kind of flopping over and that middle is dying for some reason. I tell you what is doing well, this Veronica. Holy cow, it's amazing. I'm going to come and deadhead these and hope for a little bit of rebloom because these blooms are almost completely done, but this Veronica has done so well. The Texas Rock Rose is also doing well. I, again, did a whole like Texas chop before I left, and the regrowth is doing very, very well. It's not blooming yet. I have some Russian sage, again, that I did a Texas chop on before I left. And, you know, it's growing back. It's doing fine. I have an Alexandrina magnolia in here, and it's only 1 year old. And I have a lot of new growth on it, but I'm not sure what's going on with these bottom leaves. It does seem to be under stress, and I'm not sure why. Let me check its irrigation. It's a little bit on the dry side. I think that's what it is. I need to figure out why it's not getting as much water as it should. It's on irrigation, but I might need to replace that sprinkler head. I had a blanket flower here. Now, that blanket flower was taking over this whole area, so I did the Texas chop, and it was already majorly struggling with what I think was spider mites. It was something stippling on the leaves. And so cutting it back, it was already under stress, and I expected it might die, and it did. And that's totally fine, you guys. I expect some death. I expect that when I'm going out of town and when a plant is already struggling, and I'm okay with just taking that out and putting that blanket flower was a native variety of blanket flower I grew from seed. I'm going to try maybe a more compact variety of that here because it does work really well in this space. And see if that works, that it won't take over. I also have plans for something going in the back there. You'll find out later. And then I've got this oak leaf hydrangea. This is Gatsby Pink, you guys. 1 year old. It was itty bitty. It's probably 10 times, well, maybe not 10, maybe 5 times the size of when I got it. And it's doing well. It is, I think it needs a little bit of water. So I'm gonna get this bed watered again before I leave this morning, or increase the watering time in the morning. See, there's 1 bloom that it gave me. It's getting eaten by that little grasshopper I see, but it's doing good. Okay, so one thing I did lose is Faniella clematis. So this was Proven Winners Color Choice Shrubs. I was so excited I didn't even request this, but they sent it to me, and I don't know if it's just, I like mulch. This is like 3 inches of mulch. And I know the roots like to stay cool. It only gets morning sun. It didn't make it. So that's what happens when you go out of town. I expect this. Let me go over to my shade garden, which it is getting a little bit of morning sun right now. So These are Proven Winners Color Choice Shrubs, the Hydrangea Macrophylla Let's Dance Sky View. And so I put these in pots and I put them here because I knew that they would get overhead water here, and they're doing great. Like, wow, that's awesome. For sure. I've got some weeds, which is expected. I've got blooming Liriope, Brunnera doing fine. Hosta is doing okay. This is another one of the hydrangeas doing fine. Leopard plant's good. Hosta's good. That hydrangea is doing just fine. No signs of stress even on the hydrangeas. I'm so happy about that. So happy, you guys. I've got autumn fern, another hosta. These guys are fine. See, the blooms are just a teeny bit fried, but really not bad at all. This one's perfect. That's my own hydrangea there. It's doing fine. There's that one. Doing beautiful. The blooms are fading white, I am finding. So this is interesting because my endless summer hydrangeas in the front they fade kind of a greenish color. So super interested. I'm going to leave these on, I think. Maybe. I want to see what color they turn in the fall because my endless summer ones, they turn magenta. I want to see if the color choice shrubs do that as well. I have Proven Winners. Woo La La, I think that one is doing great. No, that one's Woo La La. I don't remember. Diamond Lake, I think, is this one. Autumn Fern. I've got another color, Proven Winners cascading hydrangea. This one is Fairy Trail Fresco is what this one is called, and doing pretty good. Not bad. I've got autumn ferns in these and they look wonderful. A dragonweed begonia that's supposed to go on my front porch. I cut it way back and it's looking good. Looking pretty good. Up here I've got a begonia up there and another autumn fern up there. Let's go look on this side of the house real quick. It's a little bit of a jungle back here. It doesn't get as well maintained, but I've got foxglove, cannas, need to deadhead, Greg's mistflower. Whew, lots of weeds. Lots of weeds. Wow. Okay. So we've got Mystic Spires salvia, which I cut way back before I left. Doing fine. Starting to rebloom. Boxwood. I can't believe the weeds back here though. I've got amaryllis. I've got Tradescantia. Holy moly, this needs to be weeded so bad. Oh dear, this guy is not doing well. I wonder if my dogs were peeing on that too. That is struggling big time. Okay, interesting. These are getting taken out in the fall, and the Let's Dance Sky Views are going to be planted in their place. I've got some heuchera. All of this white that you see is from the crepe myrtle tree above me. It's white. It's my neighbor's. So yeah, I've got some hydrangeas here, some heuchera. These are all looking okay. It's just that one that looks terrible. I've got pink Turk's cap here. That's looking awesome. It's gonna start blooming for me fairly soon. So that's amazing. I love Turk's cap. Turk's cap's amazing in Texas, y'all. Texas native, and it just does really well, especially if you have really shade or sun. But if you're looking for a spot, like a plant to do a shady spot, like this would be definite low maintenance go-to for sure. And then I've got my oak leaf hydrangea that's doing so well. It's doing good. No signs of stress whatsoever. Let's go to the front. So here we are in my front yard, and where some of the areas in the backyard were definitely looking pretty crunchy. Oh, I forgot to show you my containers in the backyard, you guys. I'll have to do that after I'm done here. But my front yard is actually putting on quite a show. It is so much different from how you guys saw this in the last time you saw my front yard was my May garden tour. I apologize, I never got to my June garden tour, but even just from 2 weeks ago, this garden is 100% different. I have raspberry ripple dwarf zinnias that are right in the front border here, and then right behind them are Betty Purple Gomphrena, and they have exploded. Like, they're twice as big as they were when I was from 2 weeks ago. So they're just incredible. And then another thing that you're seeing that's fairly new, but it was been planted there the whole time. They just popped. This is a variety of Rudbeckia from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and it is called Rudbeckia viviani. It's brand new for this year, available to the public for this year anyway, and it's just incredible, you guys. You see this cute little bee over here? It did start blooming in June. Again, I just didn't have time to do a June front garden tour, but it's spectacular. I have another one over here, and they are very sturdy. Some Rudbeckia for me are very susceptible to powdery mildew, and I think I might have powdery mildew starting, although I don't think so. Just some stippling, which could be spider mites, but there, it doesn't affect the blooms at all. It's just incredible. Another thing I cannot believe is that I have my daylilies are still somewhat blooming, not in full bloom, but I don't think I've had this variety, which I don't know of what variety it is. I haven't had this variety bloom in July for me before. They're definitely spring, early summer bloomers. Early June has been the latest I've ever seen them bloom, and they're still in bloom, which is remarkable. I also have Proven Winners Superbena Sparkling Amethyst, which is my favorite Superbena, and it's doing well in blooming. I have a different variety of Rudbeckia that I think that seeded itself. I did not plant that Rudbeckia there, but that was from a Rudbeckia that was there last year. I'm also seeing some Gomphrena that seeded itself from last year. That's crazy. That was not even growing, you guys, when I left 2 weeks ago. Another star of the show that you're seeing back there is Proven Winners Rockin' Fuchsia Salvia. And they are just, there's some deadheading. There's a little bit of, the snails got to the bottom leaves before I put snail bait down, but the top growth is fine because the snail bait is working. Just look at those bright blooms. Oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. I'm going to go and deadhead those, but they're doing spectacular. There's that Proven Winner. This one's so much bigger, but it gets more sun. I have a weed that I need to pull. I forget what weed that is, but it has grown crazy. The other thing I'm super surprised about is I'm getting a huge reflush, probably third bloom of my May Night Salvia. That's crazy. I did come in and deadhead it a little bit before I left, but that May Night Salvia is usually, I get, an early spring bloom, I cut it way back, I get another flush of blooms, and then it's done for the season, but I'm getting a third flush. My second flush was not very good though, so that's probably what's going on. I have a pot in here. This was my Proven Winners annuals pot. And so it started off with 5 Proven Winners annuals. Now really 1 is left, and it's more of a perennial for me. This is the Waikiki Sunset Lysimachia, which is an incredible plant. You guys, if you see it in your garden centers, you've got to pick it up. This has been such a beautiful plant. Little yellow flowers, but it's hardy down to zone 7. So here it will survive even in this pot. I have a little bit of this Lobelia Sky Blue left, but it's done now. It was an amazing performer. If you see my June front garden tour, or I'm sorry, May front garden tour, I didn't get to June. If you watch my May tour, you will see this is just incredible, like a huge pop of blue. It was taking over the Lysimachia, and I knew this would happen when it got into the hundreds. I knew that this Lobelia was going to die. It's okay. It's more of like if you're in a climate where it doesn't get super hot like here in Texas, this Lobelia would perform amazing for you all season long. Here in Texas, we don't expect it to survive into July. It just won't, and that's okay. I'm gonna pull this up. This is a May Night Salvia next to it. I'm gonna pull that up. It's gonna do fine. I'm gonna put something else there. Yeah, it's totally fine. My Azuratum here is doing awesome. So this is good to see. My Azuratum in the backyard was not doing great. I think that backyard garden bed, there's something going on with the irrigation. I think that's what's going on, and that's why it looks so sad. So I'm going to test that irrigation. It's drip irrigation back there. So yeah, but I've got Zinnia Salmon, double salmon. I'm so bad with my plant names being gone for 2 weeks, you guys. Oh my gosh. Zinnia is double Zahara salmon, I think. Oh my goodness, I cracked myself up. But anyway, they're amazing. This is one of my favorite varieties of zinnia. This is my first time growing it, and I absolutely love it. I have Sunshine Ligustrum that's doing crazy good, as expected. I'm not even seeing whitefly. Oh yeah, it's got whitefly. So again, I need to go in and spray for whitefly again, which is to be expected. I've got some pots here. Yeah, this is my Kufia. It's some type of pink Kufia. Sweet Talk Double Pink, or Deep Pink, Sweet Talk Deep Pink. An amazing Kufia, taking off. It overtook my Proven Winners Whirlwind Scaevola. It's not doing well under there. The pot is plenty moist, so that's not the problem. I think the Kufia was just kind of overtaking it. I've got, this is a Verbena Sweetheart Kisses grown from seeds that's doing unbelievable. I cut this way back before I left too. Goodness gracious. I've got more double Zahara salmon. I've got some Creeping Jenny in that pot. It's just kind of wild and crazy. I've got, what is it? Dracula Celosia. My friend Stacy put a stake in this because they did get so big that they started to flop. Thank you, Stacy. I'm going to need to pay you for that, for that beautiful little stake, because it's doing such a good job. I don't want to take it out and give it back. I need another one to give to you. But anyway, this is an amazing plant, you guys, and it's just no signs of heat stress whatsoever. Vinca doing amazing, overtaking some dianthus. Oh, it looks like this particular one is dying, and I don't know why. Oh, it got some kind of injury right here, so it's dying back. That's very interesting. Probably just take that out. I've got an azalea doing great. Swedish ivy, like, these things have no sign of heat stress whatsoever. Polka dot begonia, Tradescantia zebrina. This one is growing so well. Pillow Talk Gardenia. This is all new growth right here in the last 2 weeks. No joke. It was so tiny when I left, and it's growing so fast and beautiful. Everybody thinks gardenia is just so fickle, and it kind of is. But look, I have another bloom coming on it. That's fabulous. That means it's happy. I'm so happy about that. They are a little bit fickle, but it looks like with this pot, it's nice and moist. It's happy, and yeah. These hostas are getting a little too much sun. They are usually in a different location, but I put them here so that I could hook them up to irrigation, which you see there. And it's just too much sun for these hosta. I'm going to move them back, and I think they'll bounce back just fine. Boxwoods that honestly, I think I see some spider mites. So I'm going to spray these with water. I've dealt with that in the past, and the water spray for these boxwoods tends to work pretty well. And then my hydrangeas are looking amazing as well. This is variegated lace cap hydrangea. No signs of heat stress. This, again, you guys, I'm telling you, it is possible to grow hydrangeas and for them to thrive in North Texas. And I have a whole video about that if you're curious on how I do this. But they have no signs of heat stress. None. They get watered once a day, and that is it. And they do fine. This one I need to hit with some chelated iron. That's what you see in its leaves, and some of its blooms are actually a little bit fried. I'll just cut those off, but I've got new blooms, and it's all good. It's doing fine. Beautiful. Okay, let's go look at the other half of my front garden over here. This is my shade portion because I have a beautiful vitex tree, which I hope you can see that, but it's in a second rebloom. I did go and deadhead all of the lower branches that I could deadhead, that I could reach. And so it kind of encourages it to put on a second set of blooms. And it's not as great as the first, which you find in all plant species, but it's also reblooming on the top. So that prune that I gave it, even though it was a light prune, because I could only reach so much, it was enough to give it a rejuvenation and help it to bloom again. I've got to take care of all of these suckers. Look at that. It's usually a very well trimmed tree form, but it's trying to be a bush. I need to go cut all those back. I've got, you know, my ground cover's doing great. Dusty Miller, Ajuga. Now let's look at my endless summer that's planted in the ground over here. It's doing great. Wow, look at that. This is what I mean. The blooms on mine tend to go green and then they turn pink or magenta. So that's exactly what's happening here. I love it. That's just why I don't deadhead at all. And they look spectacular. So this one, yeah, not heat stress, but possible chlorosis there. I don't know. It's either that or a little bit of sunburn, because I know at night the sun hits a very particular location, and that could be it right there. But otherwise, looking great. Yeah. Okay, let me show you my porch planters. The grass did great. There is just one area of grass that I think, because of the grass getting too big, the sprinklers didn't hit this part, so my husband is coming out and hand watering that to get that to come back. But my porch planters are unbelievable. Favorite containers I've ever planted. This is a Monrovia, let's see, double, I'm gonna pop the name on the screen, you guys. I just can't do names today. I'm still in vacation mode. I need a lot of deadheading. The more you deadhead, the more it blooms, but even when you don't deadhead, it's absolutely gorgeous. Double ever blooming sunflower. I'll again pop the name on the screen. Oh, I just can't think of it. I've got zinnias that are doing great. This is double hot profusion zinnia, scavola. This is Fanatics blue or Fanatics dark blue scavola. I've got, this is just a pinwheel zinnia. All the zinnias are all grown from seed, but I just absolutely love the way these curbside containers are doing. I've got more double hot profusion zinnia, scavola, pinwheel, Zaharas, all of the things. I've got white ones in this one, which I love that too. The zinnias are really just taking off with this heat, no joke. And so are the sunflowers. It's incredible. So much to deadhead, but so much beauty still, even if you don't deadhead. And they have not been touched in 2 weeks, and this is what they look like. Incredible, incredible. Oh, one last thing in the front to look at is my Carolina Sapphire Cypress. So it needs, I pruned it just very slightly. I could prune it again very, very slightly. These are amazing, you guys. They smell so good to me. They are heat tolerant, drought tolerant. They can also stand to be too wet. They're unbelievable. I have creeping zinnia here, San Vitalia procumbens. I remembered that one. It's not supposed to be an extremely heat tolerant plant, so I didn't expect it to really thrive here in July. And you can see it is struggling. I may just go ahead and pull it completely. I've got black-eyed Susan vine growing everywhere here. I tried to clean that all up before I left, but it's crazy, crazy growth. That's the black-eyed Susan. It's all the way up there now. So that's super fun. It will be blooming, but it doesn't, like, for me, black-eyed Susan vine does not bloom in extreme 100-degree temperatures like we have when it doesn't cool down at night. When we start cooling down at night in probably September, October, then we will see this starting to bloom and it will be spectacular. But I've also got jasmine behind it as well, and jasmine doesn't mind being covered up. It still survives, so it's incredible. But let me take you to the containers in my backyard, because I forgot about that. They're something to behold as well, so hang tight. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through these fast because I'm running out of time here. I know you guys are probably losing interest, but if you're curious how these containers have done, I've got over 60 containers, and all of them are hooked up to irrigation except my succulents. But anyway, here's the first, and this is, yes, this is kind of what one would expect. A little bit crispy. These zinnias apparently did not get, and that's not the case. This soil is fairly moist. But these zinnias just did not. These are the salmon zinnias, and it's just interesting. Like, maybe they were on some kind of stress and they couldn't take the heat. This is ageratum, again, not blooming, but it's actually doing okay. This is basil, which doesn't do well in super, super, super heat, so I expect this. This is lantana, and it's definitely getting eaten and not blooming. So, ooh, I know why. Okay, this lantana was not hooked up to irrigation. No wonder. Okay, here's like kind of a testament to how tough lantana is. This dude was not, I think it may have been supplementally watered by Stacy. And And my friend Lynn came over a couple of times as well. But I forgot to hook this up to irrigation. Whoopsie. I totally thought I did before I left. I did a lot of things I thought I did and then didn't. There's a bloom starting. So this is how tough lantana is. 2 weeks and 100-degree temperatures in a pot, and it's still alive. Like, what? Okay, that's crazy. And then these are my succulents that were not hooked up as well, purposefully. I'm sure they were supplementarily watered, but and they are a little bit dry, but they're still doing fine. Ice plant, hens and chicks, Louisia. Louisia was a new succulent to me. I grew this from seed, have not been impressed, and I'm not surprised that it did not survive. So that's fine. This is a container with black-eyed Susan vine, which is going crazy. Zinnias, some verbena. There is a lantana in there, a Dallas red lantana, so that's what you see there, not blooming. Some more zinnias. This is Kufia. This was an amazing bat-faced Kufia that isn't doing well, but it's not dead. I need to go and take all this dead stuff off. There is no blooms currently. It is still moist, so that's not an issue. Anyway, just is what it is. Then this one is more double hop profusion cherry, zinnia, some sweet William that's struggling a little bit. This was Leatris that I deadheaded, more sweet William, more zinnias. All right, so coming over here, we've got strawberries. Balloon flower is blooming again, which I totally did not expect. I thought we were done with our bloom flower blooms, but it's giving me more, which is so great. And then right behind it is a huge planter of Gomphrena globosa. Gomphrena globosa, amazing, heat tolerant, drought tolerant, amazing Texas annual, you guys. I cannot stress enough that you need to grow this if you live in Texas. It is an annual, but it is striking, spectacular, low maintenance, all of the things, everything you would want in a plant for Texas. It's so great. And I love how it looks when it's kind of moved. It's so pretty. So here's some more, you know, successes and failures. So, and I kind of expected this. My last Supertunia to stay alive before I left was Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid. It was doing pretty dang well, and it's dead. So yeah, it's just what happens. Supertunias, for me, do not like the Texas heat. The 100-degree heat, when we do not cool down at night, Supertunias do not like it. And so it's just what it is. Superbenas, on the other hand, love it. And if you can take care of, like, for me, is it whitefly? Is it spider mite? I don't know. The thing about this is, like, all of these plants, I just can't see the actual bugs. So I can't tell if it's spider mite or aphid, or, well, aphids I would be able to see for sure. Or, I mean, whiteflies would be flying all over me. It's not whitefly. So I think it's spider mite. I'm going to spray these with Captain Jack's Dead Bug. It did work before. But this is Superbena. Gosh, I forget now. Is it Royal Cobalt? I'm pretty sure it's Royal Cobalt. But it's doing great. It just, besides, you know, the leaf, the foliage, but wow, it's loving this heat. It was not looking like this before I left. And then I have Verbena bonariensis growing behind it as well. It was majorly chopped before I left, and it's starting to rebloom. I have some Confederate Star Jasmine that's growing here, so this is all wild. I got to take care of that, get it out of there. Whew, goodness gracious. This is Buddy Purple Gomphrena. So it's supposed to be dwarf, but it is getting bigger than I'm used to it getting. It's also grown with Verbena Sweetheart Kisses, which is the one that's growing on my front porch that is doing incredible. And then this one isn't doing as well. It's so strange how the same plant growing in full sun, just different locations of full sun, can perform so differently. And then also grown with different plants, it will perform so differently. So it's just very, very interesting to me. I have another planter that has my Veronica that, you know, that's the Veronica I showed you earlier. I gathered the seeds and grew it from seed this year, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to deadhead all of this, but do you see these new blooms? That's what happens when you deadhead. Wow, so beautiful. I love Veronica, you guys. I love it so much. But it's growing with some pinwheel zinnias. That's my herb planter with apple mint, oregano, thyme, all of the things. And then this one, we have some casualties. Yes, for sure. This is one of the... Okay, so a different type of verbena that I grew was verbena florist mix. That one doesn't seem to be as heat tolerant because I do not have much of the florist mix left. I'm just trying to see if I planted it. Oh, the florist mix on the other planter is doing okay. It's just this one. So this one could be irrigation, but it's only the verbena florist mix that's struggling. The zinnias are doing fine. Black-eyed Susan's fine. The lantana... Do I have any lantana left back there? Just a little bit. So the lantana is struggling too. Very interesting. Here's the lantana. Okay. It's not really struggling. It's just, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I've got some double brilliant Zahara mix. That's what these yellow ones are. That's what these are. And then I had pink ones in here too. But I don't see the pink ones anymore. Maybe the pink ones died. Oh no, the pink ones are here. So the pink ones are doing okay. They're just not the double that they're supposed to be. Here's the verbena Sweetheart Kisses, or the verbena florist mix, and it's blooming, so that's good. I think I just had an issue over there. Maybe even cat pee, I don't know. When you see something like that, it's likely, you know, cat pee or whatever. Okay, what do I have going on here? Is it poop or is it aphids? Huh. Okay. Okay, so well, you can't even see it in my hand, but I just got them off. It's definitely not aphids because it's just, they're little balls that roll. They're not like alive in any way. So this is either poop from some kind of caterpillar or something, or no, they don't feel like Black-eyed Susan vine seeds. I have Black-eyed Susan vine, but I didn't have any flower, so it's not the seed. I don't really know what that is, but it's definitely probably poop from something. It's all over this zinnia plant. I don't know if you guys can see it, but those little black spots are everywhere on this particular plant. So weird. Okay, so one more container or two containers to show you. Remarkable. This is like the finale, you guys. This plumeria, it has done so well. It has more bloom stalks than when I left it, more blooms than when I left it. I feel like it's got tons more leaves than when I left it. It's huge, you guys. It's huge. My plumeria is doing awesome. I did hook it up to irrigation, again, once a day. But I've even got a bloom stalk like underneath. Let me see if I can show you guys. That's a new bloom stalk right there for sure. And then this one I think is new. Underneath in the shade, we've got those blooms. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then I've got this plumeria as well, which is doing incredible. No signs. Well, there's a little bit of burn right there. Just a little bit. This is, I have to say, my plumeria is in full sun for the most part. Although it's just now getting sun and it's 9:45 in the morning. So, you know, yeah, okay, so it's in the sun from about 9:45-ish to about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock. So it's just barely full sun, and it's still doing really well. It can take the Texas heat, for sure, as long as you give it enough water. And yeah, so there's a little bit of sunburn, just the teeniest bit, but it's doing well. So that was it, you guys. So that's how my garden fared after 2 weeks of not really touching it, trying to hope for irrigation, which I did not realize that wasn't even on irrigation, which is crazy. I'm really, I was a little bit scared. I knew from Stacy, who said things were starting to get a little crispy and a couple plants had died, but really that's no big deal. And I kind of expected that. So when you prepare and you understand that not everything's going to make it, you know, coming back and seeing this is just a really welcome sight. I missed my garden so very much, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to do all this work that it needs now. I thank all of you for watching today. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I have lots of content when I'm not on vacation, lots of garden tours, and I have some fun planting videos coming up. Yes, planting. I will be receiving a shipment of Proven Winners perennials this week, and we'll be planting those, telling you all about those. Very excited about that. Oh my goodness. And anyway, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of that. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know, have you gone on vacation? What did you do to prepare your garden, and how did it do? So I'd love to know and get that conversation started. But I hope all of you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye, everybody.